connection gets, there we go. My connection's a little bit better now. Good morning. Nice to see you. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert and a shiatsu massage therapist. I help people, specifically women, reverse the effects of stress, old injuries, old emotional patterns from when they were a kid, all that other neat stuff. I help women reverse all of that stuff so that they can get back onto a really good track. So I work with rewiring the nervous system. I work with telling the body and talking to the body to heal itself. I work with Asian medicine and how it helps women specifically heal their bodies on a very physical level, whether it be musculature or nervous system reactions, whether it be stomach issues, whatever it may be. I help women reverse the stuff that got them there. Hey, Dina, good to see you. So we've been, reading the book Opportunity by Eben Pagan and talking about different mental models. And mental models are different perspectives you can look at the world. Instead of getting stuck in your one world view, let's say all politicians are horrible people or or the world's going to go to hell or I'm unlucky. Whatever it may be, we've got these patterns of thought. And instead of, working really hard to try to get rid of those patterns, I'm a bad person, I shouldn't be thinking this way. Hey, Kathy Ann, good to see you. I'd like to suggest a different idea. And the idea is that you, instead of getting rid of the things that you don't like, the ideas, thoughts you have about yourself, I'll never make it, this isn't working, the world's self-destructing. Instead of trying to get rid of the things that you don't want, I suggest that we add ideas and thoughts that we do. So instead of doing an either or, which our ego mind really likes us to do, our conscious mind likes us to make a decision, as we evolve as people, it's about expanding our point of view. It's not about getting rid of any part of ourselves because it's there for a really valuable reason. That part of you that thinks that you're unlucky or thinks that life isn't fair, that's been super valuable to you. However, if you start to expand your mindset a little bit, if you start to look at things from a wider perspective, that's how we actually move forward. That's how we get unstuck. Not by getting rid of the things that we don't want, but by adding more of the things that we do. And then the things that we don't want become smaller and less important and less valuable to our health and well-being. So today we're talking about lucky, that you can be a lucky person. So they did this experiment. They took like 100 people and they had them go through a newspaper and count all of the ads. Now, the people who labeled themselves as unlucky went through and it took them, a few minutes to count all the ads. And then the group that felt that they were lucky, labeled themselves as lucky people, stopped counting within a few seconds. So what's the difference? The lucky people saw within, like on the second page, an advertisement that said, you can stop looking, there's 43 ads in this newspaper. So then they stopped. They stopped counting because they considered themselves lucky. Hey, Jojo, good to see you. So the point of this is, when we see ourselves as lucky people, we're more relaxed, we're more comfortable and confident. We look around for opportunities and we see the opportunities which are there. Because opportunities, great opportunities of meeting people and connecting and taking our business to a new level or evolving or dealing with our relationships. Yesterday I talked about you wait for the door to open. When you believe you're a lucky person, you wait for the door is going to open. The opportunity is going to be there and things are going to come, and aligning into your world because that's what you believe. So that's what you're actually going to see. You're going to be able to see a different reality, hey, Sandra Ann, than other people see. So why should we look at ourselves as lucky people? If seeing ourselves as lucky, perceiving ourselves as lucky, means that we're going to have more luck in our life, we're going to be more relaxed and see more opportunities and see how things are coming together to help us and benefit us. So how do we change that perception? Well, we start with by not beating ourselves up for thinking that we're unlucky. We all have that idea and that focus, and it's a smart thing, because if you walk through life and you think you're completely charmed, then you can be kind of delusional, and you'll miss signs as well that say, "Danger, Will Robinson," go the other direction. We'll miss those things because we just consider ourselves as lucky no matter what. But if we start to balance out that pragmatism and that a little bit of cynicism, which is valuable in protecting ourselves, if we can balance it out also with ideas that we're lucky, then we're going to find that we have more opportunities that show up for us, that things go more along the lines, more our way. They benefit us more because we've got the ability to see it and capitalize on it. Opportunities are only opportunities, truly opportunities, when you can capitalize on them, when you can see them, recognize them, and then use them to benefit you or to move you in the direction you want to go. So the reason you want to see yourself as lucky is because then you'll see the doors that open and the directions you can go. You'll see the next step. Things become a lot more graceful. So why should you believe you're lucky? Well, for example, the odds, I had a mentor, my 350-pound mentor, Bruce Hardwick, who lived in Upper Michigan, and I'd go hang out and almost every weekend for a couple years and hang out at his motel with his fan club and everybody that respected and loved him. And he would run sacred fires. He was a sacred fire keeper. And part of his job was to open up the sacred fire with a conversation. And he would usually start the conversation with, "Do you know how lucky you are? The odds of all of us, with everything that's going on, with, the number of sperm that could have penetrated the egg, with the deaths, with the families, with your parents meeting each other, with all of these things going on, for you to be sitting here right now with this group, hey, Veronica, with this group, listening to me talk, being engaged with all of the other people who are on this live stream, watching this, and being here right now is like winning the lottery. Hey, Evie, good to see you. You being alive right here, right now, together here with me is better than winning the lottery. The odds of you surviving, of you thriving, living in this country, being able to think, being able to function is astronomical. If you can start with that baseline of you are lucky that you're even alive, you're lucky that you're even sitting here and listening to me, the odds are mind-blowing. You are already lucky. So now the next step is you start recognizing that. You're like, you know what? The odds are in my favor. They're already in my favor. They're already working to my benefit. I wonder what else is. You start becoming curious and excited and relaxed. And you start looking out into the world for how you're lucky, for the opportunities that have shown up for you. Now, I've even taken this to help rewire my past, because it's our opinion of what's happened to us that tells us, that helps us heal. If we look at something as the opinion of, you know what, we really got a bad deal. Life really threw us terrible, terrible things. If we look at it like that and we stay with that thought process, then that's going to color our whole view of the world. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't feel or acknowledge how you feel. I'm saying don't stay stuck in it. Let yourself feel what you need to, like, you know what, you got a bad break. Things did not turn out your way. You really got screwed over. Your life did not turn out the way that it was supposed to. When you first acknowledge that and recognize that that's a valid feeling, then you're able to switch your thoughts to, and I've been really lucky in a lot of ways. I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be alive. Even when my past happened to me, how lucky that all of those thoughts and feelings that I went through happened to me somebody who's got the ability and the resources to help other people out in the world, to help other people who've gone through this. Oh my God, I am so lucky I had this opportunity. I'm so lucky I went through, the pain and the difficulty and the misunderstandings and the hurt and the stress and the overwhelm. Because for me to get those experiences and to be somebody who's wired to help other people, who wants to help other people, wow, how lucky I had those experiences, especially early on. So now I can be in a position to share the wisdom and share the journey and help other women who've been through things who are even more horrific, that are 10 times worse than I've ever been through. I've got the ability, I've got the skill, and the knowledge to help them through these difficult parts of their life. Oh my God, I am so lucky that I was able to experience those things, because it puts me in the position to really make the world a better place. Do you see what I mean? Did you even see how my energy changed? How I got excited? How I got motivated? When I started to see myself as lucky, as the luckiest person in the universe, suddenly I'd look around and I would see all the ways that I was blessed. Hey, Christine, I'd see all the ways that life has really been in my favor. Hey, George. And when I'm able to be relaxed and excited, it means that I see even more of the opportunities that I'm lucky. I'm able to capitalize on even more. And you know what? Because I'm excited and I'm in a positive state, which is so different from where everybody else is in this world, it means that people want to work with me. It means that people feel comfortable and safe with me. If my passion and my mission on this earth is to help people reverse, the trauma and the pain that their body and their mind has gone through, if that's my job, how lucky I had all of these experiences in order to draw from, that I can really say, no, I understand how to do this and I can help you work through this. I can help you evolve and be happy. I'm able to see myself as so positive, and it means that other people want to come into my life and they want to give me opportunities too. They want to be there for me. They want to support the journey. So it starts with the idea that just being here, watching this, watching these beautiful woods unfold every day and green up, being able to be connected in this way makes you an extraordinarily lucky human being. Extraordinarily. You could have been born 10,000 years ago and you would have never had the ability to do this. So start with that. Start with the idea that you are incredibly lucky to be sitting here right now. And then it starts to, the ball starts to roll down the hill and pick up momentum. And you start to see it in other places in your life. And when you do that, when you see that you're lucky, naturally you become more lucky because you're relaxed, you're open, people want to work with you, they want to be with you, they want to give you things and support you because you're giving them something. You're giving them your love and your compassion and your happiness and your hope and your motivation. Hey, Tara, you're giving them something that's been missing, terribly missing in this world, which is hope, which is the idea that we are not our past or our trauma or our difficulties in our life. We are bigger than that. We are crazy lucky, okay? So this is your homework assignment for today. I want you to look for one situation. I want you to, and don't pick a big one. Remember, we always talk about don't pick the big situations. That's setting yourself for epic failure. When you're starting this, start with something small or medium. Look for a small or a medium situation that normally you would be annoyed about. Let's say traffic. Let's say if you're running late for something, all sorts of things. Pick something that's an annoyance to you, not something that's easy. Pick something that's an annoyance to you and purposely think of ways and focus on ways that you are lucky. Now, you're allowed to be delusional. My father-in-law gave me a great piece of advice when I was young. He said, for every situation, there's at least 10 possibilities to it. At least 10, if not more. And so with those possibilities, you can start, with crazy stuff like, I'm just lucky to be alive out of all the sperm that could have merged with the egg. Look at that. This is the one that did. This is who I am. Start with that. Or the fact that you're even still breathing. Start with that piece of luck. And then move on to, you know what? I really am lucky. And you start to open up and your mind opens up. And then you're able to see the opportunities that are in front of you. Okay? So, if you love this, like, share, love, bring this tribe together, comment on other people's stuff, spread this out into the world, because we really need an anchor point where we can all kind of come together in a place of happiness, in a place of support, in a place of we can do this and we can come together and make this work. Okay? Cool. I'm so glad you joined me this morning. I'll see you tomorrow morning.